Do you want me to do this little intro now? Shall I do a little intro?
Yeah, you can do an intro.
Okay, let's do it as quickly as possible so that we have one. Maybe this is incredibly naive, but how hard can it be? The goal is very simple. In 12 months' time, I want to perform sold-out shows in 5 different European capitals. In Paris, in London, Amsterdam, Brussels, and Berlin. And I want to do this all independently. We need to put together a band, practice to make a really good set, grow a fan base big enough to sell tickets to all these shows, and then perform the shows. Either we completely fail, which would be a disaster well worth watching, or we actually succeed and it would be an incredible example for other musicians to dare to do the same thing.
Okay. Bedroom to Stage, episode 1.
Okay, that's quite a lot of information. I should probably tell you first who I am, why this matters, and how this all got started. And the best place to begin is with Instagram. During the first lockdowns of 2020, I started posting short songs. With whatever instruments I had at hand and my camera, I started creating videos and posting music online. 2 minutes left. Over the course of the following year, I built up an audience, released singles, my first official music video, and finally, my first album. One-itis is out on all platforms. 2 fucking years. Mom, I have made an album. Throughout this process, I championed a certain independent, can-do attitude. Do what you can with what you have. You don't need to wait for anything or anyone. You don't need a label. You don't need to have money to be a musician. Drums were recorded in a rehearsal room, piano in a bedroom, and vocals inside a mattress fort. I still very much agree with this. It's just that whole time, I felt like I was living a lie. I'm not a musician. I'm an internet performer. I'm a camera operator. I'm an editor. I'm an Instagram comments reader. I gained thousands of fans and hundreds of thousands of streams, yet I met none of these fans and have never performed any of my songs live. And that, I think, is the missing puzzle piece. If I really want to become a successful musician, independently, DIY, the way I say I want to do it, I have to tackle the real world. And that challenge has been staring me in the face this year, and I'm terrified by it. And I have to do it. So, how do I do it? Step 1, I have to form a band. I'm talking all live musicians, traditional setup. 4-piece band. Myself on vocals and keys, guitar, bass, and drums. And the first person I'm enlisting to join my band is my flatmate, Nicolas. Ça c'est Nico.
Do you think it's worth to make better vocals for this song? Yeah, okay. D'accord.
Nicolas is a French guitarist, a singer, and a producer, and he has been helping me out with this project from the very beginning. So I couldn't think of anyone better to include in this band. We have to go from where we are now, which is
Nowhere.
nowhere.
I think we have to remind that we are never going to be ready. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to sound well at all for the first step that we're going to do. It's going to take time to get better and better and better. Step 2, we need a plan. So we don't have experience, we don't have money, we don't have music industry connections, so we have to use the one thing we do have, which is time. So this is the upcoming 12 months. We are now here in October. Over here, we want to do our tour. So working our way backwards from the goal, we need to announce and sell tickets for this tour about 1 or 2 months before the tour in August. So that means in August, we need to have an audience big enough online in the 5 countries we want to play in to be able to sell all our tickets. So in the summer of 2022, we need to do our big promotional push. I have several songs that I've been working on for the past year that I think are my best yet. And during that summer, those songs will need to be released. And fingers crossed, that will push us into a realm where selling out these shows will be a possibility. That brings me to where we are today. The first 6 months of this project is all about preparing for the later 6 months. And the only way for us to prepare for our big shows is by playing lots and lots of little shows.
That's the best way is to get like in shitty places to get started, to get comfortable with it.
No good venues, basically,
Voilà.
should be the rule.
Voilà, c'est ça.
Nothing big, nothing special.
Voilà, c'est ça.
If the whole audience
Quand tu
got there by accident, that's good.
Voilà, exactement.
The best thing would be not to perform in front of fans who
Oui.
already like the music, but to perform in front of people that don't know the music.
Exactement.
Because then we're forced to actually entertain them.
Exactement.
And like
C'est-
convince
c'est-
them in the performance. We'll play lots of rehearsals and we have 1 year to get really good.
Ouais.
Mathieu, do you know what's happening on next Tuesday?
I have no idea.
It is actually the first rehearsal of the Mandelbro band.
This is Mathieu. He'll be playing bass in the band. He's been playing bass in the project ever since it began in my one-bedroom flat in Paris in 2019.
From my place in the sunshine.
Aside from being a bassist, he's also one of the best songwriters I know. And I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. He brings a certain sentimentality to his songs that feels vulnerable and sincere. And he's also able to perfectly blend that sincerity with quirkiness. Having him in the band will mean having his musical sensibility in the band, and that I think will make a big difference.
It's coming home to you. It's coming home to you.
With Nicolas and Mathieu on board, the band is quickly coming together. But this is where we start to encounter our first problem.
Yo, Paul, did Nicolas tell you yesterday about some of my plans for live performance?
Yeah.
If you're familiar with my work, you'll know that Paul plays an integral part in creating the sound of Mandelbro.
Let's do this shit.
He's played drums on virtually every recording I've done, and he would be the perfect drummer for the live band. Only there's one problem.
Well, I live in Saint-Barth, French West Indies.
At the start of this year, Paul decided to move away from Paris to Saint-Barthélemy to start a new chapter in his life. So for him to be part of this project, I have to convince him to move back 6,000 kilometers.
The main understanding was that you can't be a part of this because you want to live in Saint-Barth, you want to have this freedom of exploring a few different things, and so you won't be available to do this.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to make sure you understand what this could mean. I couldn't make a more incredible offer to you to be part of something, but it does require a sacrifice, right? 1 year of practicing and making music together will lead us to be on stage in amazing places, doing incredible things, after which you can go back and do whatever you want and live in Saint-Barth or whatever.
Man, it's like I really appreciate the thing that you put everything in place to build something really cool, and I really love your idea. Yeah, I can't really cancel stuff at this point because it's not only myself, you know.
I'm sure it's not only yourself, and I understand that. And I also know you have your girlfriend that's based in Saint-Barth, and that will be difficult. Yeah. I don't think it's an easy choice. I'm not calling you up because I think, this would be super easy for Paul to do. But I know, many times in my life, there were things that weren't super easy to do, like moving all the way to Paris on the basis of 2 random people I met. But they were extraordinary experiences that were worth doing.
So let me 24 hours.
Ouais,
I
c'est
get
ça.
back to you. Je sens que si je dis non, je vais le regretter. I need to, think about this.
Talk with everyone you want. Think about it. Let me know.
Okay.
Cool, man.
You guys, you ruined my day.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Bye.
Ooh.
I do have to tell you, like, the kind of reason I want to do this is because this is pretty much my biggest fear. Like, performing live is something I dread doing. I'm always telling myself that I'm not ready yet. Like, I've gotten requests from people to perform live or just on live streams or to do something, and I've always said no. I've always turned them down, thinking that I'm not ready for that yet. I want to just focus on producing the songs. In my head, I'm like, oh yeah, someday I'll be performing these shows. One day I'll be on stage actually doing the music live. But never now. It's always been, far away in the future. At some point, I had to just ask myself, like, when am I actually gonna do this? If not now. Like, if I'm not ready, why don't I start working on it so that at some point I will be ready? And that's where this whole idea came from, of like, I'll give myself enough time. I'll give myself 12 months. I will tackle this not on my own, but as a team, and we'll just see what happens. It's like, what if you just dedicate enough time to this for a year? I feel like that would be possible.
I'm on a train to Berlin, and in the meantime, trying to convince Paul to join us in the band. He texted me just now saying that even though it's a very difficult decision, he doesn't want to do it. And so I want to call him one last time and really see if I can try and convince him. I've never done something like this before, where you have to like try and convince someone to significantly change their life in order to join your project. So it's very new to me. I'm kind of afraid, but I honestly think it would be amazing for him to be part of this. So I want to make sure I make the best pitch for this project to him as possible. So yeah. Hello, man.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you properly now. Yeah. Well, let's talk directly about this whole band issue and your choice.
Yeah.
I realized during this call how difficult this decision was for Paul to make. He explained he'd spent hours talking with friends and family, entertaining every option, and it really seemed like a 50-50 split between yes and no.
One thing that I'm kind of sure about is that I'm just kind of lost right now. So I really apologize for not giving a clear answer, but it's really tough to get this managed by my brain and the feeling is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But something I have to tell you.
This conversation continued for another hour, where Paul explained to me all the intricacies of the choice he was trying to make, how it would affect his girlfriend, how it would affect his work, his family. I didn't really want to press him to join. I think he should just get all of the information he can and make the right decision for himself. But I was optimistic.
I was thinking, all this in mind makes me think again.
Yeah.
But whatever his decision, he told us we would need to wait until the end of October to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you. Bye.
So if I get this clear,
Right.
even if Paul joins us, it will be only in 1 month
Yeah.
from now.
Yeah.
The thing is that we have to start now. We've been talking about this for like ages. We need to do with you, with Mathieu. We have to start anyway.
Okay. In 1 month's time, if Paul decides to join, he joins. If he decides not to, we find a new drummer.
Yeah. Or we can start without a drummer.
Okay.
But we have to start anyway.
Right.
We cannot wait any longer. It's been already too long.
Okay. All right. I think that's probably a pretty good place to end
That's it.
this episode and let the actual project begin, really.
Ouais.
Cool. C'est bien.
Trop bien.
Nice. We have booked our first show at Tony's in central Paris. We have 3 weeks to prepare.
Yo.
Yeah, this is actually shaping up pretty well.
My compression pedal is busted. I need my compression.
So last rehearsal was an absolute nightmare.